G'day scrappers, here I am at the scrapyard, just dropping off some scrap steel from the a recent street scrapping, and also got some batteries to take off. So I thought I'd do a little video on my scrapyard runs today. Might be today and tomorrow. So get this one out the way and then bring in some wire and some stuff like that. So we'll just see if I can make a little video out of the scrapyard. I've had a few people ask if I can do a scrapyard video. It's a little bit hard because there's usually a lot of people around. But we'll see if we can see how the video turns out anyway. So this is obviously scrap steel and my cash flow. Try and get at least one scrap steel run a week, just so the rubbish doesn't build up. Okay, I've got some batteries I'm going to take in by hand. These batteries that I picked up from street scrapping mostly. Some good weight there. Should be a bit of cash. I've got little ones. Bigger ones. So yeah, I'm not sure how much of the video I can actually put on YouTube. Just depends if people get in the way. I have to kind of edit them out. Alright, I might just take this batch of batteries in. Okay, so it's actually a very quiet day here at the scrapyard today. Normally it's much busier and very noisy normally. Usually I put the batteries onto a pallet, but because it's nice and quiet, I thought might as well just do it nice and slow. That way I don't have to worry about pallet weight. And here are alternators, motors. This is brass, aluminium wheel, irony alley, all kinds of things. Yeah, got to wear a crash hat at this scrapyard, at this side of the scrapyard now. New rules. That's not really going to work. Probably should have brought a crate with me. Oh well. Not a lot of scrap steel, but enough. You know, in the yard, you know, even a couple of 100 kilos of scrap steel takes up a lot of space. All right. Scrapped out PC with filled with stuff. Push bikes. Fan I didn't bother scrapping. You want another bike?
Yeah.
I got a good one in there, that little purple one. That'll be good for you. Yeah, I might. Yeah, should. Yeah. I didn't separate my irony aluminium. Whipper snipper, irony alley. Irony alley. And this thing, irony alley. All right. Oh. Get a bit of extra value for the iron alley, I suppose. Whew.
That's a good workout.
Pressing?
Yeah, pressing.
Yep.
And batteries and iron alley.
Nearly put number 3.
Can you help? I need help with the big one. You got the weight? 188. Iron alley. All the bins are pretty empty.
some nice copper. Oh. Okay, well, phew, glad that was over. Yeah, so as you can see from the video, I've probably cut out quite a few things because I don't want to, you know, it's a private business, so I don't want to, you know, have people's faces on there or whatever. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. So pressing steel, I had 330 kilos. So that's about 700 pounds for those in the old school. 330 kilos. The price actually dropped this week. Last week it was 13 cents a kilo. Now it's dropped down to 11 cents a kilo. So I only got $36 for that. But the added Iron Alley 44 kilos. So almost tripled that value. So I got $13 for that extra thing. And that's just a matter of putting that aside and, you know, extra, you know, $10 for that. And the lead acid batteries, 144 kilos. So there would have been those 6 batteries that I picked up the other day from street scrapping, or last week, whatever it was. There must have been at least 100 kilos out of that. I estimated $50 from that batch, but it's probably more like 70, because it's currently lead acid batteries are paying 70 cents a kilo, and so I got $100 just for the batteries. So total $150.30, and that's straight into bank account now. So yeah, it's just good cash flow from this. Is basically almost everything from street scrapping from just that one day, a quick 2 hours, $150. All right, there might have been $30 of my own batteries, so $120 probably for the day, and that's not including all the things that I've kept, PCs, you know, I've got electricals, cords, as well as quite a bit of aluminium. So yeah, not bad for the so far. So now I'm going to do a bit more work around the yard and take the next batch of stuff to the scrapyard to get rid of some wire and motors and some bits and pieces. We'll see how we go. Okay, so the next thing I've got to get rid of today is some of this e-waste that's going to my buyer. So instead of doing another scrap year run, because I don't have a great deal right now, just want to build up a little bit more in the cords and stuff. So the next stage is getting rid of a few of these tubs because like these motherboards down here, I've got at least 2 tubs of loose motherboards sitting out in the back. So, and probably another tub of power supplies. So I've got to start getting rid of this. So I think the first one I'll get rid of is this nice server and laptop tub, because this one doesn't fill up as quick, except today I bought some more boards and it just it brought it up to the top. So this one's a good value one as far as money, because it's pretty expensive stuff. Laptop boards, and as you can see, server boards and little laptop boards. They don't weigh much, but you know, after a couple of months it adds up, that's for sure. And server boards, well, they're very heavy as they are, so for scrappers it's good value. I'd say half of this are boards that I've bought and half are what I've scrapped out. Now I've just got to get it up onto the ramp. Okay, Whew. That's one. The problem with these ramps is that there's 2 inches gap, so they don't come down to the ground flat. So you can't just roll up, you've got to sort of lift the wheels up onto the ramp and then bring it up. So just a little bit more work. All right, so that's servers, and might as well just get rid of power supplies. This is probably going to be, yeah, a full tub of power supplies is probably a little bit too heavy for me to get it up on the ramp. So I'm probably going to have to empty out a few at the front. Because it's, some of them are lightweight, but some of them are just very heavy. So I might just throw a few down just to make it a little easier. Yeah, and I've got at least one more tub of power supplies loose, so that might do it. We'll see how I go. All right. Whew. Oh. Huh. That didn't work very good. Just too heavy. All right. Huh. How am I going to do this? Bugger. Really need a second person here. I'll get there. Okay. Whew. All right. It's all I can fit, 2 tubs. Get rid of this and take I'll probably have to do it over a couple of days. Because yeah, my buyer prefers either early in the morning or usually, yeah, just early in the morning. So, but it'll give me more time to process some copper cable. Okay, that's 2 tubs. There'll be another, can only do 2 at a time. But I'm going to have a lot more motherboards, so I can still fill up the mid grades a little bit and the low grades. So the next batches will be this tub of motherboards, and when I get the empty tubs I'll fill up another one with motherboards, because got a whole bunch of motherboards here with power supplies to process. Still got a lot of mid-grade boards. And yeah, just this morning I had a scrapper come over and sell me some motherboards and power supplies and stuff. And he gave me a little gift, gold recovery gift, because he bought this stuff because he was going to do his own gold recovery, but he decided not to. So instead he's just selling me the bits, which is a good idea because it takes a long time to learn how to do gold recovery, and it's very dangerous unless you've got a really good setup and you've got a fume hood. So unless you really know what you're doing and you've got experience in chemistry, you know, it's probably best not to do gold recovery yourself. If you're depopulating boards and stuff, you know, you're better off either selling the stuff to me or just selling the stuff on eBay or something like that for gold recovery. You'll probably end up getting better money, and you're not going to spend money on your equipment and all the stuff you need. So he just gave me this box of stuff. He showed me the receipt from when he bought it. It was actually pretty expensive. I think he spent over $250 here. So, you know, he was certainly going to get into it seriously. So thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, mate. And keep scrapping. And just bring me the stuff and I'll just pay for it and buy it rather than trying to recover yourself. But, yep, good on you, Nick. Thanks, mate. So what did I get? I got this bag. This one's a bit sus. I don't want to drive around with this bag. Check it. Hey, it's just a bag of white powder. Now, if this was something, it would be something. There's a couple of kilos here. But what this is it's borax. So it's just a lot of borax here. I mean, borax you can just buy in the supermarket, and it's really cheap. It's only a few bucks for half a kilo. There's enough borax here to last a couple of lifetimes. So, oh well. I'll take it. And I've got some beautiful Pyrex lab jars. It's 100 ml. Little one, beautiful. So I've got everything to set up a little lab already. There's a half a litre, 500 ml. So this one must be 250 ml. Yep, 250. And they're made of Pyrex glass, so there's 3 there. You know, and when you buy this from Lab Supply, you know, they're not super expensive, but they do add up. There's 3 already, you know, and it's 100 ml again, same. So we bought 2 of each of these, which is really cool. So that's 6 beakers, and yeah, all nice, you know. So these little ones would be nice little sample size beakers, or just to you know, well, it'll go into the stockpile. Oh, here's another one. Oh, this one's a 1 litre. Yeah, wow. Says, or it might be just 800 ml. Beautiful. Does this one go in that one? Oh yeah, beautiful. So that's 7 beakers. And what else has he got? Hydrochloric acid, 36%. Okay. So he bought this all from a lab supply company. So okay, hydrochloric acid, that'll come in handy. I think this is the good stuff. This would be probably quite expensive. I won't take it out of the plastic. But it's nitric acid, 70%. So it's the premium nitric acid, and that is, how much is there? 2.5 litres. So 2.5 litres. This alone would be probably about $80. if not more. And the thing with nitric acid, as you can see it's all nicely sealed, is that you can't actually get this posted, so you have to go and pick it up. I mean, you can get it posted, but you've got to pay. It's something like $75 for a special safety certificate to get this posted. So usually you have to go and pick this up, but so that's 70% nitric acid. So we've got nitric acid, hydrochloric acid, put them together and we've got aqua regia. Awesome. And there's a couple other bottles. What's this? Okay, it's a sodium metabisulfate. Alright, awesome. And Pros. Yep, this is the place that I was going to go when I was going to decide to buy my stuff. But because I'm so far away from actually doing any gold recovery, but it's nice to have it and not have to worry about it. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate this free gift. Beautiful. That's half a kilo of sodium metabisulfate. Yeah. What I need is what's this? Oh, another one. So he was really going to get seriously into it. So there's 1 kilo of the stuff, and 2.5 liters of nitric acid. You didn't muck around, Nick. And 2.5 liters of hydrochloric acid, 7 beakers. He was really going to get into it, and 2 kilos of borax. Wow, some really serious gold recovery there, mate. All right, the rest I'll send off to recycling. So that's an interesting little gift. You know, just put a smile on my face for the day. I bought quite a lot of boards off him, so yeah, awesome. I just got to write on this borax because you know, some might think, what's he doing? What's he into these days? If they have a look, see it. So I'll put this into a nice safe container, something that I can seal. I think I'll bring these inside so I can protect them better. Yeah, I'm almost set up now. All I need is a fume hood and I'll be going. All right, so I better go and take this batch of boards in and do a couple of those trips, and then I might do a little scrap copper wire run. We'll see how we go. Well, one thing I forgot was to put the racks back in the van, so it's going to be interesting. Hello, buddy. Might be able to just there we go, job done. That's one. Only lost one. All right. Phew. Dowels. How are you, mate? What do they weigh?
31.
31. So what's that, 127? Okay. Couldn't take much of a video at that place. Because they've got a lot of sensitive material, a lot of stuff that you know, it's contracts, and so I can't show, you know, the goods that they've got, the type of e-waste that they pick up, because that's their business, not anyone else's. But that's 2 batches of stuff sent out. So there was 127 kilos of server boards and laptop, and 227 kilos of power supply units. So that's the tally so far, but I've got at least 2 more trips to go there to get rid of as much as I can. So let's go back and get back to work. Got a couple of empty tubs. And yeah. So we'll fill these up with more motherboards and power supplies. But I can't do it. I can fill them up, but I can't put them in the van till tomorrow afternoon, because I've got a big pickup to do tomorrow first thing in the morning, so I can't load the van up today with any more. It's already the afternoon. It's been a big day. I bought a bunch of boards. I went to the scrapyard, got rid of that steel and batteries, dropped off 2 tubs of e-waste. Next will probably be a couple of tubs of motherboards. I just got to fill one of the bins up, or it might just be power supplies, motherboards, and then yeah, so I've got quite a few trips to do. Boards kind of hanging around everywhere at the moment. That needs to be organised. All right, yeah, so I think this is the next batch I'm going to start getting onto. And go and do this pickup tomorrow, and then when I unload all that, it's another new client. So once I unload, I'll be able to load up with more e-waste to go. All right, let's keep moving. It's never a dull moment. Okay, well, I got another batch of power supply units to go. This time I haven't filled it up yet. I'll wait till I get it in the van, because there's a lot of server power supplies which are quite heavy as they are. So I'll get it in the van and then I'll fill it up with some more. And this time a bunch of PC motherboards. So I'll get these 2 up and take that in, and that should be enough for now, because apparently they're overloaded, so they don't want much more for this week. So I've got to wait till next week to bring in the rest. I've got another batch of motherboards and then all the other boards that I've got. So this will do, and then I'll go and do some more scrap runs, I think. So okay, it's a bit awkward, but that's the best I can kind of do, you know. One-man band, that's one. Yeah, there's Another batch of motherboards. There's also motherboards still out in the back on the ground. I filled up the mid-grade, and I still got a whole bunch of mid-grades to go, so I'm going to refill up these tubs as soon as I empty them, just about. But it's good. At least I'm turning over e-waste. And these were mostly power supplies that I bought yesterday. And this time I won't forget my ramps. Can't believe I left them, I put them away. That's it. All right. Another batch bites the dust. Phew. Yeah, I just came back from a pickup about an hour ago. A lot of cord and cable. Yay. This batch of motherboards is down now. Awesome. I can get back to some real work for a change. So just a CD DVD rewritable, pretty useless these days. Switch. Yeah, all right. Better get to it. Keep scrapping this stuff out. Boards I've got to process. There's a bin of power supply units. Just got to cut the cords and then I'll throw them into the back. And mid-grade boards everywhere. Garage. Yeah, well, it's kind of halfway there. I've got a lot of laptops that I need to contact my buyer to come and pick up, and hopefully he buys most of them, because they're sort of scattered around and don't have much room to keep them under cover. So if I can get rid of them, that's another good start. And yeah, just keep processing some of this stuff that came in now. And all right, let's keep going. All right, so I've got a neighbour around the corner that I walked past just before. He knows I collect scrap and stuff. He's got a little bit of scrap steel he said I can take. He's just going to leave it out for hard rubbish collection. We don't have hard rubbish on the nature strip like in other areas. We used to. Now it's booked pickup, so yeah, there's no real hard rubbish to pick up in this area unless you see it inside, because you're not allowed to actually put it out on the nature strip. It's got to be on your property. So I'm just going to quickly whip around the corner here and pick up what scrap metal there is. Okay. All right. Oh well. Crutches. Yeah, as I've said before, I don't like to take crutches because I know it's aluminium, but it's I don't know, this, I just got a feeling, you know, it's like bad luck. Okay, well, we've got a saw and a lawnmower. Apparently the saw still works, but Oh, it's pretty rusty and it's only a cheap one. I might just take the motor out and there's a sander. Well, the sander might come in handy. Oh no, is it? Yeah. Still got the cord. Hey, there's a little vise. Oh, it doesn't have the... Oh no, I suppose I could do something with it. Wine. Suppose I could take a trolley. Might come back. Not much, but as I said.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
Hello.
Getting ready to steal already. Bored? Yeah.
It's a good little trolley. And I'll actually take the... I think I'm done. This is for when I give the chickens a bit of water, a bit of outdoor water. Oh well, there you go. Got a good trolley. Just need to pump up the tyres. All right. Go back home now. Okay. It's funny scrap pickup when it's just around the corner. All right. Well, the trolley. Sometimes I leave my trolley at a pickup or when I'm dropping off stuff, and then I don't have a trolley for a few days until I pick it up, so that's a good spare one. So the only thing with this is it's got flat tires, right? And sometimes when you've got a heavy load and if there's screws or something on the ground, they pick up screws and you get a puncture, and then you know, then you have to repair it or get a new little tube. I don't really like the tube tires, whereas this one's a tubeless, it's a punctureless tires, so they're just solid tires. But you know, as long as there's no punctures in there, I'll pump them up and see if they hold the air. And watering cans, I'm always looking for my watering can. So I've got some scrap metal. Always need a watering can, because when you leave them outside, they the plastic starts to deteriorate. Oh, I have to, yeah, this saw is just in really poor condition. You can see it's the blades rusted, all the nuts and bolts have been rusted, so yeah, it's obviously been left outside in the rain being electrical, you know, but I can just, don't even have to, you know, even the bolts are rusted in the motor, so I don't even have to really take off the motor. Can just cut the cord and then just sell it at the scrapyard as irony alley, even something like this. But yeah, it's just rusted up, same deal, just cut the cord and sell it as irony alley, so at least you get better than scrap steel price, you know. And yeah, these pot plant bases, you know, it's really funny, the vice, but these pot plant bases, they usually cost more than the actual pot that fits in it. It's really strange, and I don't know why. I mean, there's obviously less plastic, but yeah, these are good for just topping up with water, so my chickens come around on the outside, and also the birds, the local birds, like to bath in there, so I put a fresh one out every day. And last but not least, a rusty old lawnmower. Well, I don't have any grass, no lawn here, it's all garden, so, and it's just a cheap one anyway. Oh well, bit of scrap metal. Yeah, I won't bother with this vise, too small for me anyway. Just a nice chunk of heavy steel. So I've got a couple tubs back, already started with power supply, still got to get rid of one more motherboard, mid-grade and low-grade, and then we're getting there. I'm just going through this box of mixed stuff at the moment, just trying to just empty this tub. I need this tub for when I go and do pickups. It's my favourite tub. I throw monitors in there and stuff and loose bits. So I'm getting there, guys, and going out to do a hard rubbish street scrap tomorrow. So I was going to go today, but I've got too many things to catch up on. A bunch of HP Elite books from another scrapper, actually. Core 2 Duos. These are pretty good. Good for scrap anyway. And some think pads. Yeah, just been busy. My workbench out here isn't too bad. It's not too messy. I've been buying a lot of boards. So, but yeah, I'm slowly getting through this workshop. Got these PCs all here I need to clear out. And yeah, and then yeah, I'll do a video soon on a new toy that I got. But for now, I'll just keep scrapping some copper wire and stuff. I've got to go. The next run to the scrapyard will be this insulated copper wire, I think. Yeah, and well, we'll see how we go anyway. But yeah, a whole bin full of junk. Yeah, it's just tomorrow, not tomorrow, the next day I'll be taking in a couple of days time, get rid of these, and that'll give me empty tubs and I should be ready to keep going. And I've still got these phones I've got to process. Might do a few today actually. Just got 3 tubs here full of stuff. You know, if I can get rid of this kind of junk, and these PCs have just been sitting here too. So it's never a dull moment here, that's for sure. Some more boards come in the other day, a lot of server boards, and yeah, just gotta get rid of these PCs too, because I really need to get into that shed and start on that. But it's getting down. It's starting to look good. I'm finding bags of stuff that you know, I didn't even know or forgot completely about. Like, people have sold me gold recovery stuff, and I'm finding bags of gold recovery pins and all kinds of nice things from this bench. So, but it's getting down. As you can see up the top, I can actually almost see the end of the shelf. Got stuff lying around. See, this is I did a video on another channel, just a channel that I was mucking around with. I don't know if, you know, most of you guys wouldn't have seen this. It was just pouring. This is pure silver, 999 silver, melted from, I melted 10-ounce bars, and I was just doing artwork pieces and seeing how they turn out. As you can see, it's all this sort of very intricate bits of shape of silver. And what this was this was actually a container of noodles, you know, your instant noodles, where you pour the water in. So that's what I did. I poured the water in, I cooked the noodles, drained the water out, and then I poured all this pure silver into the actual noodle tub. Chickens are going crazy. And this is the shape that had come out from the noodles. Right, how's that? So the silver, as it was pouring in, the molten silver was going in between the noodles, and then obviously at the base it was sitting like that. And this weighs, you know, quite a bit. I think probably about 20 odd ounces, maybe close to yeah, a bit more, maybe 30 ounces. So that's the shape, and I was trying to do these for another channel, but what was it called? Oh, I can't remember. It's still up somewhere, and but then I thought, oh, I don't have time to do another channel. I was just going to do melting silver, melting copper. I might do it later on when I'm in another area. I just can't, you know, like if I get a country property, I'll do weird and wacky things with molten copper, but here it's just not, I can't do it because yeah, I can't have the furnace running every day, you know, and or, you know, a couple times a week even. So yeah, the only thing I use my furnace for is making copper ingots. But for playing around and stuff, I don't have the space here to do weird and wacky explosive experiments, but one day I will. But yeah, that was my first keepable piece of silver art. And you know, maybe I'll get sick of it and I'll melt it back down, because it's probably $500 or $600 worth of silver here. And so yeah, but that's it. All right, guys, well, that's all I'm going to talk about. I'm probably going on a little bit too much now, but I'm getting there. And like I said, I've got a new toy that I want to show you probably next week. We'll give that a whirl. And yeah, I'll just keep scrapping and keep going to the scrapyard. I was going to do another clip of my next scrap run, but it's pretty much going to be the same as the last one. Because I'm accumulating scrap steel, and then tomorrow I'm going to do a hard rubbish street scrap, so I'm going to get a lot more scrap steel to add to this pile, and then take that in through the week. So it's pretty much the same thing. I don't have a lot of different things to take in, and the same thing with these. I've done 2 trips to my board buyer. This is going to be another 2, and yeah, so because I've also got hard drives I need to get rid of there, and that's it. So I don't really know what this video was really meant to be about. It started off doing scrapyard runs. It sort of went in different directions. but that's pretty much what I'm, going through at the moment, is just going in so many different directions and trying to catch up with things, but I'm getting on top of it, and yeah, I want to get back into street scrapping more often, and yeah, some interesting things in the workshop maybe. So I'm not sure if this is really entertaining, this video, but you can't win them all. I can't make real interesting videos or even half interesting videos all the time. Sometimes you just get what you get. Nah, but just want to keep encouraging scrappers that scrap is usually mostly low value stuff. It takes a lot of work and a lot of scrap to make a decent living out of. So that's why I've got so many different things going at the same time. Like, I'm a board buyer, which offsets some of my income, so scrappers bring me boards, and I put a little markup on it, and so that helps me a little bit. I do the street scrapping, that gives me a bit. I do school and business pickups. That's a third thing that I make a little bit from, and plus sell some stuff, PCs and stuff like that, to other buyers. So there's kind of 4 different sort of groups of little business avenues, or not really business avenues. There's 4 groups of areas where I make money, so buying boards, selling stuff, street scrapping, and picking up e-waste from businesses. So those 4 put together, it's okay. I found that it's, like, I wouldn't have a big enough business in buying boards to not have to do anything else. And picking up e-waste from schools and even in hard rubbish, there's only so much you can pick up, because you still got to bring it back and process it. And as you see, I've still got scrap that I need to do. It's really hard to keep up with stuff. Being a one-man person, it's really good if you've got someone else that can help you, like a kid or a friend or a partner that enjoys doing a little bit of it, and they can do the little things that you don't have much time for, like cutting cables and stuff like that. Just all the little light things, scrapping out keyboards and monitors and things, just so you don't have to do it, and then you can, and then it really would help to get volumes down. But when you're on your own, you got to do everything. So I might spend 2 hours just cutting cables, and then spend a couple of hours processing PCs. Then I might spend 3 hours going out and doing a pickup. During that 3 hours, nothing's getting done here. So if you've got someone to help you, whilst you're going out and doing a pickup and going to bring back more stuff, you can say, okay, well, all these switches and modems and stuff, they can scrap all that stuff out while you're going out there and doing a pickup, so it really helps. Even if they don't do it as quick as you would do it, every bit helps, and that way when you bring in a new batch, you're not just adding to the same pile that you already had. At least the pile previously is gone down a little bit, and you're always you're catching up quickly. But yeah, sorry, I won't rant on anymore. I'm just going to get back to work. Alright guys, well, I hope this was a little bit of fun. There's should be a lot more good videos coming out soon, so check them out. Keep scrapping, have fun, and I'll catch you next time.